There's been a war declared between Gina and Nene. EJ is going after Ricky, and Mr. Mazar is going after Miss Jenn. Stay tuned for all the drama.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to Afterbuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, we have the full team here tonight.
We back.
What's up, everyone? Again, so happy to be here once again talking about High School Musical, the series, and we have our Troy Bolton of the show back with us, Mr. Jeff Williams. How are you feeling tonight?
I'm good. I'm happy to be back. Happy to talk about some High School Musical, so I'm ready.
Good. You were in a little vacation, weren't you?
Yeah, I went over to the other side of the coast, went to New York for a little bit, but it was cold, so I'm ready to be back. I'm ready to be back. I love the hot weather, I guess you can call it, of LA.
Weather?
I was gonna say, it's like cold for us, but like
Yeah.
it's hot for anywhere else in the world, so I'm happy to be back.
We're happy to have you here. And we have Miss 411 of High School Musical, all things Disney, Miss Chae Jones.
Hi guys, I'm so excited to get into this episode. There's so many things to talk about.
Many things. And I am, again, the ultimate fan of High School Musical, Leslie Colon, and so excited to be talking about everything tonight. But before, make sure to stay tuned because we do have our special segment, Wildcat Corner, some news, and we have a little bit something different tonight. We took a quiz, so stay tuned for our results of who we are in this cast. So are you guys excited?
Oh, I'm pumped. I'm interested to see who you guys guess who I am in High School Musical. It'll be interesting to see.
We'll see if you really are the Troy Bolton of this show.
No spoilers.
All right, let's get to it. What were your overall thoughts on this episode, Chae?
Overall thoughts, this was such a good episode. Like, I feel like each episode we keep getting deeper and deeper into these characters, which I so appreciate. And I'm not going to say any more because I really want to go deep dive, and that's not what the question was. So that's all I got.
What about you, Dove?
I thought the episode was good. It wasn't amazing. There was definitely better episodes, but I think this thing had good pieces, but it wasn't amazing.
Interesting, and I have to disagree with you. I thought this episode was really amazing. We got a little bit more drama, a little bit more teases. It was more. It's something that I wanted. I've been wanting this character build-up, and we're finally getting it, like you said, Chae.
I love the status quo, just a cappella with the piano.
Gosh.
That was the best part.
Is that in your Spotify playlist as well?
It has not hit that yet.
It's not too big yet.
Only because the only one they released was A Billion Sorries.
Yeah.
And I wasn't that here for that song, so I don't like.
Alrighty, well, let's get started because there's been a lot of drama and a lot of wars being declared. Everyone's going after each other. So let's start with your boy, Mr. EJ. How do you feel about him now?
EJ all day.
Still?
Remember,
Still?
in the comments, let me know who's on Team EJ. If we're picking between EJ and Ricky, I'm still Team EJ all day.
What is wrong with you?
Well, at the end of the day, let's talk. If we're gonna compare, if we have to, one guy in this show, in this episode specifically, brought Nene up by saying, you know what, you're better than this. You don't have to steal. You don't have to do any of that. You're Nene. You're Nene. Guess what the other guy did? Oh my God, I missed you so much. I love you. No, can you please, I just want to take me back, please. I don't need any of that.
You're missing a big thing,
Team
though.
EJ all day.
Okay, hold on. Let's get to that part where this is kind of the first thing that we see. He stole Nene's phone. So how do you feel about him stealing Nene's phone, going through her phone, going through her DMs, going through her messages, going through her voicemails, everything? That's like something personal.
I agree with you 100%, and I don't like that he did that. I think it was bad, and obviously he should be kicked to the curb if he was doing that. So in that sense, I'm not Team EJ in that realm. But he also, if you actually watched the whole episode, you see that he felt remorseful for it, and he's trying to find ways. He's taking actions to like make up for it.
No.
Even though the song was not amazing, had a lot of sorries. There are words that rhyme with sorry.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
No, I'm sorry.
Chae, go ahead.
No. Because if we're going by what this episode was, you're saying like he like lifted Nene up. He said that because he should have been the better person. This is what he should have done.
Yeah.
So basically he's placing his own guilt onto Nene, even though she is a better person, obviously still. And it's true. Like it was completely wrong. And if you want to make up for it, just be honest. Don't write me a song about some like just a stupid song by that. Don't write me a song. Just tell me. You could have been told me. You legit hid my phone and lost and found. I'm sorry, I have issues right now with that part alone.
I do too.
Well, not just that. Let's think about it. Let's start from the beginning. They only have been together for a couple months.
Yes.
Does he have the right to steal the phone and go through her phone? Like, at what point in a relationship, or should that even happen in a relationship where your boyfriend, your significant other, has that right to go through your phone?
If I gave him the password, maybe, but technically, let's be real clear. Gina did technically steal the phone, but she gave it to EJ.
Right.
So that's a whole other conversation we'll have to get into.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Let's be real clear. Gina took the phone out of Nini's bag and put it in EJ's bag.
Yes.
Dang, I forgot all about that. I was like, oh, Gina was all nice this whole episode, and then I forgot.
Did you watch the right thing?
I forgot that she put it in there. I just knew that he had the phone. She was just like a sideline character in this episode. Like, I didn't think too much about her.
Were you really watching the same episode as I was? Which
This
the backhanded compliment insult?
I think he's just like the villain on tonight.
Who, me?
Yes.
No.
you.
Oh,
Oh, you.
no.
I thought you were
I thought you were talking about Gina
No.
or Ricky. More like Ricky, but
No.
you know,
Yeah, you're
so.
signing on that side.
We'll see.
I'm sorry, that voicemail was adorable. And it was very cute. He was just saying, hey, I understand we're not actually in speaking terms. He just put it out there. And if you want to talk to me, cool. If you don't, cool. Obviously, she didn't know
Yeah.
that.
But you know what?
The voicemail.
You know what, like, speak louder than words, like actions. And you know what EJ does? Actions. Preparing a song, actually going to go sing the song, which he didn't get to
Hold on.
yet. He didn't get to, but those are actions. What I did like about Ricky, he did show his actions last episode, but he didn't show his actions this episode. He went back to, just trying to talk and stuff. Just go, continue doing what you're doing, working hard without her watching, even though she did. Do that and then prove it to her in the play.
Okay, well, you know what action EJ did too, since you don't want to talk
Right.
about that action, was stealing the phone. Well, okay, not stealing the phone, but taking the phone.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
he's-
let's say if
he
he
stole
wanted
it.
to do something right, he would have just been like, you know what, this isn't okay, I'm going to put it back.
I
He
wouldn't
didn't do that.
have looked in the voicemail. I wouldn't have looked at her archive, Instagram. And
6 months ago.
Right? And if we're talking about actions, can we talk about the fact that you didn't just like put it someplace where she'd find it? It was a whole day and she was late for rehearsal. So now you're messing with her own professionalism when it
Well-
comes to this play.
Let's be realistic. If you steal somebody's stuff and you trying to give it back without being known that you stole it, where would you put it? You put it in the lost and found.
Well,
I would've
you
hid it back in the
acknowledge
freezer.
it. No, not just that. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Acknowledging. He was supposed to acknowledge the fact, everything that he did, but he didn't. Instead, he was trying to write a song that was acknowledging it, but he just went and straight up kind of ignored the whole situation. But as we know, when you lie, when things go wrong, it's going to come back and get back at you. And
Bite
that's
you.
pretty much what's going to happen, as we're going to talk about later. But how did you feel about, you weren't here last week, so
Yeah.
you didn't really, we talked about the introduction of Ashlyn. How do you feel about Ashlyn and her role as EJ's cousin?
I like her a lot. Specifically in last episode when she had that solo that turned into
yeah.
a duet.
Yeah.
I had chills when I was listening to it, and like I watched it back because like she's not one of the main characters as of right now, but like that was such a strong scene, and I feel like she's getting so much praise and notoriety, and like people knowing her because of that scene, and then
Yeah.
hopefully because of like this episode too, because she's more seen, like she's talking more and everything. So I loved it.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. And speaking of rehearsals, like you mentioned, she was late to rehearsals. So we see Gina being a little shady, like always. And she came up with this whole choreography. Chae, what do you think about this choreography and everything that happened?
Gina, you're amazing. I mean, from a dance standpoint, girl, you better work. That's all I have to say. However, we're talking about status quo. All Gabriella does, and even Taylor does, is just stand there watching the people around them. They don't supposed to do
Yeah.
anything. That's the whole point of status quo, because they're not expecting everybody's confession time.
Yeah,
You're not supposed to do anything.
right.
So, I mean, you look amazing. You better do some flips and some kicks and some splits. But when you know, like, Nene is never going to be on that level, that is some shady stuff right there.
So did you feel for Nene when she was like all confused and really, was it a slap in the face?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, she knew that that Nene is not the dancer that Gina is, and like you said, it was just conniving. It was just behind her back, and now I mean like because I totally forgot that she stole the phone, so like everything makes sense where why the meeting was pushed an hour back. I was like maybe she actually did send a text message, but I guess not. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel bad for her. I love the like when they break the fourth wall and kind of talk to the TV to the camera and everything, because she was like, Gabrielle didn't do this. All she did was walk around, put her hands up, and then that was the end of the song. I thought that was pretty funny because it was true.
Because it's true. And then she just spilled her cheese fries on Charmaine.
Yeah.
That's seriously
that
all
was like
she
the
does.
best part. But speaking of Nene, she was a little bit different on this episode. She kind of turned tables around and played a little bit of stealing herself. What did you think, Jeff, about her stealing Gina's stuff? And it wasn't just the one thing. It was like a whole bag full of things.
No, Courtney had the bag.
True.
And we're going to talk about real friends real quick. But Jeff, continue to answer the question.
I mean, you're true on that one. No, I loved it because it kind of gave her a backbone. She didn't really, she was kind of the pushover, and, she's trying to get out of that.
Yeah.
And she's trying to get out of her shell. And even though you shouldn't steal or anything, I love that she took action, kind of stood up for herself, even though she's kind of going after the wrong person.
So do you like the change of character in regards to Nene, her being a little bit more fierce and you know what, I'm not going to stand up for this?
I hope so. And I loved the little speech at the end of the episode, even though it was kind of middle with insecurity a little bit.
Yeah.
But you see that she's starting to stand up for herself and starting to stand her ground and look, you do this, and I'm going to stand here and we just going to do this together. And we don't have to like each other.
Yeah, of course.
I thought that was very mature.
Yeah, for sure. I think we are seeing a little bit more confidence. And as we go out through this season, I do predict that Nene's definitely going to grow within herself. And she's going to be the main character that we're seeing in this whole season. But speaking of real friends, like you were talking about, speak on your girl, Courtney, because I know that's your favorite person.
I'm sorry. I actually would be Courtney. Girl, no, we don't need to steal. No, don't do that. However, it was a ride or die moment. I got the laptop, some jewelry, I got a couple of things in the pockets of the things. It was an actual bag full she poured out onto her onto her bed. I thought that was amazing. Because even though I'm your friend and I'm telling you shouldn't do it, I still have your back. And then in a way you kind of influenced me to man, I feel like I should, help my friend out and take some stuff
Well,
from Gina's.
I mean, we did see in the beginning that she was like, what are you talking about? Take off stealing. That is not going to happen. But then after she saw that she already did it, you think that motivated Courtney to be like, you know what, screw this. I'm just going to go steal all of her stuff too?
Well, I don't think she meant to steal as much as she did. But it also, I think it became a thing of, in a way, of a sickness. And it's I took one thing, and I'm going to take another one, and I'm going to keep taking. And now I feel like I have a problem.
Yeah.
I feel like that was the thought process series between both of them.
Right.
That's funny.
I think it's more of a panic type of thing.
See, when you see that Courtney didn't want to do that first, but then she was like, oh, if my friend's doing it, let's jump on this. That's that's a ride or die right there.
Right.
Right when I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, I hope my homie got more than I do because he wants some too. So yeah, we want if my homie wants to smoke, I want to smoke too. And I was right. She was right. She was ride or die, and I loved it.
We're going to jail.
That was great.
That was a serious. I love their friendship.
Me too.
I love, like you said, ride or die. They do ride or die for each other. You can just tell that bond is just really tight.
Right.
And I just love their friendship. But however, when we go to Gina and then Gina just walks, first of all, Gina's already tall. I'm like, you really have to stand up on a girl too as you say this. She's like, I didn't take your phone. I wanted to be like, you lying by omission real quick, aren't you? Because technically, you took the phone, you just didn't keep possession of it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So while you telling the truth, you also lying at the same time.
Yeah.
It was really funny. I just found that so interesting. So she said, I was just like, Nene, you should probably feel bad you stole her stuff. However, she's still a lion. So I'm in your corner for that.
Yeah,
for particular
sure.
reason.
I mean, throughout this whole episode, I just can't feel bad for Gina. I can't. I don't have any, I can't feel bad for her because all she wants to do is steal the spotlight and be shady. So I can't feel for her.
Yeah.
Nope.
I feel like they need to give us more backstory on her for
Yes.
us. Because, I mean, we don't really, obviously we don't feel bad for her, but, we can't, I don't really.
Empathize?
I don't feel anything for it, honestly,
Yeah.
because they haven't given anything to us. They gave us a little snippet of oh, my mom wants me to be first or whatever, in everything. She said that in that one talking to the camera.
Yeah.
But other than that, they haven't given us anything. So I need to see a lot more with Nene or with Gina, just for me to care about her character.
Right. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think we're still a little bit early. We have to still continue with that character development. But speaking of real friends, we did see a little bit more of Red in this episode as well. We see Ricky being a little bit insecure within himself as well. So he went to Red for advice. What do you feel about Red, Jeff?
No, I love him. I think he's a great comic relief to this to the show and to this episode specifically. But again, I need more of him as well.
Really?
I feel like they're kind of, I mean, right now they're just using him as the friend and kind of support to Ricky. But I think he can be so much more like Courtney as well. But I thought it was a great conversation. I love that he was like, you could be just be yourself, but be a better person. And he was like, which one?
Yeah.
I was like, wait, like, are you not a bigger person if you're being yourself?
Yeah.
Like, what are you saying here? So no, I thought that was really funny.
Yeah.
And I love the banter between them too.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Miss High School Musical over here, we know that you know all the lines and everything about the movie. So did you think it was really funny when he used something that wasn't even in the movie to try to motivate Ricky?
I thought that was, I mean, people who watch High School Musical, we take from it, everybody takes it in different ways, meanings and everything. So if that's what Brett got out of it, and it is motivation, I am here for it.
Right.
Because I think High School Musical in and of itself motivated a lot of kids, especially in theater, who needed that place to be who they truly are when high school doesn't let you be that.
Right.
The theater is the one place where you actually get to be who you are and no one judges you for it.
Yeah, for sure.
That is the best part about High School Musical in and of itself, and the best part, I think the show is also trying to just like knock on the door, knock against your head, like understand. Theater is the place of just open, honest, no judgment zone.
Right. So speaking of Ricky, we did see him change a little bit in this episode. Do we feel like after that voicemail and after kind of that confrontation, he's giving up on trying to get Nene back?
I think maybe at first, but now that Nene's like, what voicemail are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's like, he's like, okay, so maybe it was just, miscommunication that was happening right now. And obviously, EJ isn't making this easy because all Ricky actually is trying to do is trying to get through this. He knows we're not going to be best friends. He gets that. He understands that. But I still have to put on a show with you.
Right.
I still got to act like you're my best friend, even though you're not. Dude, I'm trying to make the best out of a situation here. You can either help me or you can hinder me. If you're going to hinder me, you're going to get hit in the face with a basketball.
Yeah, and to be honest, I feel like Ricky and Nene are playing the same position right now. Ricky with EJ and Nene with Gina. They're trying to just be mutual. They don't have to be friends, but trying to work it out for the sake of this whole play.
Yeah.
Ricky tried for a little bit. Like, he was the one that threw the basketball.
Well, we're going to get to that scene right now. Well, speaking of that, how did you feel, Jeff, about this whole rehearsal and your boy ending up with, like, a busted lip?
First off, you can't be disrespecting EJ like that.
Like,
come on, it's a play. You gotta be in there. He was at least trying to act, and it just seemed like Ricky was just at first. It seemed like Ricky was just like not fully into it. I don't know if he was like trying not to like act well or whatever, but it just seemed like he wasn't into it. And then once they started throwing the ball, it was like. You started talking about my dance moves or whatever, saying that men shouldn't dance like this. I was like, okay, I'm going to start getting my feelings. If you want to throw something, literally, then I'm going to throw something back.
But technically, EJ was the one that put the force behind it in the first place.
Yeah.
In the first place, it really was. EJ kind of started. He was the catalyst.
And then we have to remember Ricky, every time he's going to go to a rehearsal, this isn't what he does. So, of course, he's not going to be feeling it, going to be a little bit awkward. But I did think in this rehearsal that he played the part really well when he was rehearsing his lines. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You don't?
Nah, I mean, just because, like, when, like, he had to say, oh, or, like, say one word, and just the timing was off on it. And, like, when they were responding and stuff, I was like, you just had one word, dog. Like, I know you're new to this acting thing, but just like say, oh. Like,
true.
It just, I don't know, it just didn't hit with me on this one. I feel like Ricky kind of took a step back in his acting because like we saw him like trying to get better with the dancing and everything, so I was kind of expecting more of that.
I definitely think this whole little scene right here was pretty cool to see kind of that back and forth and kind of Ricky stepping up to be like, you know what, I'm not going to take this anymore either, and I'm just gonna go back at it. So I actually liked how it ended with your friend ending with a busted lip.
And that's also just his fault for not keeping an eye on the ball. I'm sorry. Also, Karma is, and she collects. Okay.
Well, look, he's not a basketball player. I was about to say he was, but he's not. He's a swimmer, so that he looked like a swimmer.
Polo.
He looked like a swimmer without reaction time, so there's that.
Oh, my goodness. And we saw a twist in this episode about Miss Jenn. So Mr. Mazar is actually going after her now, and we see a little bit, Miss Jenn has been lying herself. So, Chae, what do you think about her little lie? Well, not little. She wasn't in High School Musical.
She was. She just happened not to be featured. I mean, I've been an extra in many different projects, and there's some projects where you actually see me.
Right.
So was I featured and get paid to be featured? No, but can you see me? Yes. And actually, some of the things I've done, I've actually become really good friends with the people who were the actual main actors.
Right.
So it just depends on the film you're working on, and how it's recepted.
Yeah.
She lied and said she's featured, sure, but that doesn't disregard the fact that she actually did work on in the movie.
Yeah.
It's true. She just added more drama to it.
Agree. But then, Jeff, there was something else that she did mention, is that she doesn't really have a teaching credential. How do you feel about when that when that was revealed?
I mean, that wasn't really a huge, like, oh my God, it's a big
yeah.
deal. Because, like, this might sound, but, like, she's an acting coach at the end of the day.
True.
So, like, I didn't think much about it. Like, if she's
Yeah.
an actress, like, say, just because she wasn't one of the main cast members or even back there, secondary, she was still in the play. She still has passion for it. She still can sing. She's still teaching these kids acting and having a place where they're all loving each other, joining each other, singing and doing that. And that's what she showed. So I was totally fine with it. I think this is gonna kind of hurt her because she needs to be a teacher. She
Yeah.
needs to tell the truth. So that might come back and bite her in the butt later.
I don't think they care that she doesn't have teaching credentials, though. Also, mostly because they're teenagers. I don't really think they care.
Well, not
They
the
said she's
students, but
passionate about
like
it.
the,
But
the
the-
school
the-
might, and the
yeah.
principal, and like the.
Only if Mr. Mazar says anything to anybody else.
Well, it kind of seems
Well,
like he's going
I was
after
like
her, especially with the whole phone thing and the printer
Yeah,
and the receipt.
I don't think he's gonna just stop after like
Right.
seeing them sing.
Yeah, because we have to remember he mentioned that 4 of his students dropped out of his robotics class or the championship or all that because of the play. So he's not feeling a little bit too happy about it. But something else that we did notice was that Mr. Mazar was being a little bit mean to my friend Carlos. And I did not like that. Chae, how'd you feel about his comment pretty much saying that you don't have any friends, your only friend is Miss Jenn, who's over 35?
First of all, Carlos is better than me because I don't care who you is. I really don't. I don't care if you're a teacher or not. You will not disrespect me that way.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just refuse. And I'm like, even when he said it in a way, I was like, ooh, because I really couldn't even fathom this coming out of a science teacher's mouth,
Right.
who's supposed to actually have a higher standard in class. And now you're just being catty. Like, you're still in high school, so you have issues you're working out that has nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
So now you're putting your issues on me. Okay, cool, sir. But since you're talking about that, how about we talk about the fact that you maybe don't have any other friends than your students in your robotics club?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem like you do. Because the only interest you do have is in science, sir. I am not the one. But that is my version of what Carla should have said. So how I felt about it, it's a lot of feelings.
I think I feel
Yeah.
it right here.
And I see. I just was just sympathetic for him.
Yes.
It was crazy to see or crazy to hear what he said to him, and you know it hit because when you're a kid and you hear adults say anything, truth or like lie, is gonna hurt.
Right.
And to be honest, I was very surprised that they even said this. Like this was in the script
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, this is a Disney Channel show. So to see an adult kind of talking down to a kid, even though which is real, which is cool to see, I was surprised that we saw it.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, in this whole series, we are seeing a lot of real things, and a lot of real reality, like situations that happen in real life. So I think a teacher talking down to a student is very common, which is why a lot of people can probably relate to this. But I did feel for Carlos because we see him be a little bit sassy, but it definitely hit him because he did not even say a word back.
I think he was super shocked and he couldn't, I think that's one of his own insecurities too.
Yeah.
And I want to shout out to Run in the chat. He says, Miss Jenn rocks because she is inspiring the kids in the musical and creating a family in their lives. I like what Miss Jenn told Mr. Mazar, which I totally agree.
Yeah.
But even he was just like, nice speech, but you're going to go in there. I was like, oh, okay, I guess that didn't work.
Yeah.
But I actually loved how she just took it back. She was like, you know what? If you want to end this, you are more than welcome to walk up in there and tell them yourself.
Yeah. How'd you feel about that moment when they did walk in, Jeff, and then you saw them pretty much singing all together the song?
No, I thought it was super cool. It just shows the family dynamic that they have in such a short time because this is the third week or like it's so early in their production. So it was cool to see. It reminded me of like when I was doing Grease back in 8th grade. But just because of like it was something new to me and it was a new family dynamic. It was real cool to see because like you said, they're kind of not outsiders. It's just a group of people. It has
Yeah.
a family that you spend a lot of time with, and you saw that they're bonding quickly.
Yeah, and I think this also shows how drama, like you had mentioned before, Chae, this is where people can release their stress and separate themselves from the real world. And I think that was a realization of how much school can really help with production and stuff like this, how they really become a family and it can work. So I thought it was really cool to see that. But let's go back to this whole Ricky and Nene situation, because after Ricky tries to apologize to EJ, which obviously didn't go well, he's in his feelings a little bit. And I felt for Ricky. Can you please feel for him?
In what?
In that sense that EJ was like attacking him.
I mean, it is what it is. I wasn't. You go in there, you throw the ball at his face. Obviously he didn't mean to do it, but he did it. So when you go in there, it's fresh out. It's fresh. The cut's still there. The blood's on my shirt. If you say sorry, I'm not gonna be happy with you. That was a real argument right there. That's kind of what I was expecting.
However, this is the only thing I will say for the EJ thing. Don't try to put all the blame on Ricky as if Ricky is the problem in your relationship. As if him still being around or him still talking to Nene is actually the big problem. You're just mad because she doesn't make you the center like you're used to. And that, sweetie, is something you need to grow out of.
Yes.
When it comes to EJ.
I 100% agree. EJ is not like the good guy in this episode or in this situation in general. But let's not sit around and act like Ricky's just a saint also. And for them to fighting and apologizing in the bathroom, I don't feel bad for Ricky. Why should I?
Well, I do.
I mean, I do too, in the just sense that EJ shouldn't basically say, if you are out of my life, out of Nene's life, we would be perfect.
Right.
That doesn't solve the problem, him not being there.
Did he actually say that, though? Because he said, you need to stop acting like you're best friends with me. Stop acting like you're dating Nene, which he's not, and he's not friends with him. So these are both acting. Stop acting in general. Just be real. That has nothing to do with, like, bring you down. He's just telling you, just be a real person.
But he is being real.
Thank you.
He's expressing his emotions. He might not see it like that because to him, it's like he's being a part of his relationship and kind of trying to ruin it in EJ's perspective. That's why he's using him as the problem. But in reality, even Ashton called him out. Like, EJ feeling guilty is something he had never felt before. So we're seeing a lot of changes within EJ's life right now because, one, he's used to getting the lead role, getting whatever he wants, being the center of attention in his relationship, and just being that perfect guy in high school. That's not happening right now.
And I think the biggest problem for EJ is just his ego and his pride.
Yes.
Because the reason he didn't give Nene her phone back when he should have is because he didn't want to make Ricky seem like the hero. And I'm sorry, that is some childish, prideful behavior.
I agree.
No, I mean, you're not wrong. They're both hurting themselves. Ricky with like continuously trying to go after her. When just let me wait. Does not even comparison to what EJ's doing, obviously. But him going after her telling him, just leave me alone. Let me have my peace. He continuously doing that. That's not gonna. You're not listening.
Yeah.
For EJ, he has a laundry list of things he did wrong. He shouldn't have stole the phone. He shouldn't have looked at it. He shouldn't have there's so many different things, but like you see that he started to try to apologize, and then he got into himself again and was like, you know what? No, I'm too prideful. So they both have their problems.
Let me ask you a question that she asked me last week.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think EJ is a rebound?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
That's all I want to know.
Well, that's a fact. I think we can all say yes to that. But speaking of going after Nene, Chae, how did you feel about this episode ending and that pretty much Nene realizes that EJ had her phone?
It's about to go down.
Yes.
I am so here for that. Because, like, he knew how freaked out she was.
Mm-hmm.
And you could have just eased this simply by saying, I don't know, just something. Whether you just let it go on for days. You let it go on for days, and then you have Ricky coming at me talking about a conversation I don't even know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So now there's a voicemail that never was on my phone anymore because you deleted it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I know you also went through my phone. So now there's some issues that we have to talk about.
Agree. So, Jeff, if you're EJ, what do you do now?
If you're EJ, you tell her the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Do you sing it or
But-
do you tell her?
No,
Tell her.
no, just tell her. You don't need to say sorry because you obviously don't know what rhymes with anything. But just tell her the
Sorry.
truth. But also, this episode made me. That's why, like before this, we kind of talked about Team EJ, Team Ricky. Is like, if anything, I'm more Team Nene in the fact that I
Yes.
don't think she needs to be with either one of them.
Okay.
And
fair.
I'm Team EJ in the fact that between those two. But right now, I don't want her dating either one of them. I think she needs to work on herself, work on her own confidence, and those guys need to work on themselves. Point blank. Period. Now, if she ends up with Ricky down the line because he bettered himself, actually worked hard and did great in the musical, cool. Is she gonna end up with EJ because he learned his mistakes and actually builds her up and is gonna be there throughout her the whole time? Probably. But we'll see.
Well,
I love
think
how he's still trying to turn it
I
around.
know.
Too.
But
He
on
really did.
that point, I think you definitely said a lot of good things and where we're heading towards. So that was pretty much this episode. But before moving forward, I want to thank you guys for being with us every single Tuesday. This has literally became one of the biggest shows here at our network. So thank you so much. And for just to let you guys know, I know last week there was a person who commented saying that we are normally on the Dramas channel. We are being moved to Afterbuzz TV, just the general channel, because this has grown to be something that people really want to watch. So thank you again. And don't forget to join us every Tuesday at 8 p.m. and give us those 5 stars on iTunes and like this video, subscribe, and yeah, we're gonna just keep talking about all this drama. But we have something fun that we did.
Yes.
Go ahead, Jeff, introduce it.
So BuzzFeed has this quiz is which High School Musical character are you? And us being the High School Musical fans, we decided to take the quiz. And before we like tell each other which one we got, I thought it'd be cool if we like kind of guess and see
Yeah.
which character we think each other got. So do you want me to go first, or how do you guys want to do this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go
Okay, so what character do you guys think I got for this one?
Chad.
Yes, I have to agree with Chae. I feel like you're a Chad.
Wow, is there a
Yeah.
reason why, or are you just guessing?
Just because you seem that like person who I would want to be like best friends with and always gives that good advice. I just see you as always being that right hand man for your best friend.
I appreciate that. You know, you're a real one. No, but you guys are 100% correct.
Oh,
I did get Chad.
Yes.
So it was like when I got it, I was like, I'm not surprised. I was like, it was talking about loyalty and friendship
Yeah.
and always being there, and it went on to like being like driven and stuff. I was like, I didn't even know this about Chad, but okay, I'm down because obviously we got goals driven, all this. That's why we're
Right.
doing this and that's why we're practicing this. So like, yeah, it was spot on, and obviously y'all knew that.
Okay.
So that's what's up.
Now I'm gonna guess who Chae is.
I did it twice, so let's see what you get.
I think you're Gabriella. Yeah, you're somehow like, I don't know. I can see you being that always knows what's right, being super wanting to be nice to everyone. I kind of have a feeling you're a Gabriella.
I'm gonna go with Sharpay because
Wow.
Yep. I'm gonna go with Sharpay because I know you're driven, you're strong, you speak your mind, you're passionate, and that's what Sharpay does. Like
Yeah.
that's she's unapologetically her, and I feel like that is about you.
Oh, that's cute. That's my YouTube channel called Unapologetically Chae. That's awesome.
Boom. So I mean that's
There you
spot
go.
on.
However,
Wow.
I did take it twice. I got 2 different people.
Oh.
And you were right.
Oh.
For one of them, yeah. So I am a Gabriella, and it says you are smart, sweet, and multifaceted, which is so true. And you have a lot of interests and refuse to be confined to one box.
That's what's up.
I don't like being confined to anything. So I check it, and I actually did for a second time get Troy Bolton. Funny enough.
Wow.
And it was like, you're a natural born leader and everyone likes you. You're pretty popular on campus, but you use your popularity for good and not evil. However, you're a lot deeper than people initially think, which makes you that much more captivating.
Alrighty.
Nice.
Now go ahead and take your guesses on who I am.
So I'm gonna let you go first.
Kelsey.
I was gonna go with Vanessa Hudgens.
Oh, Gabriella.
Gabriella.
Yeah. So
I can see either one, actually.
I was actually really surprised with my answer as well. I'm actually a Sharpay.
What? All right. That's what's up.
I'm gonna read it to you guys. I was really surprised, but it pretty much says
I didn't get no fancy.
I'm a boss with a capital B. I know what I want and I want it and I go for it. And people can talk, but no one is gonna dull your shine or steal your spotlight.
Facts. That's
Awesome.
what's
So
up.
Awesome.
I am very ambitious and driven when it comes to my work. So I see it but I don't do it in a mean way. Just FYI.
Yeah.
But I do want to include Josh, our producer, who actually took the quiz as well. So Josh, go ahead and give it to us. I already guessed. I knew you were gonna be a Chad, but go ahead and take your guesses on who Josh is.
I thought he was gonna be Chad too.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna be Chad.
Dang, yeah, I got Chad.
Before I mean, it's already on the screen, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But go ahead, read the
It's just
description.
you're extremely loyal and a great friend. Sure, you like to keep your routine at times, but every once in a while, you're down to break out of your comfort zone and try something new, which is pretty spot on. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff, go ahead and tell the people where they can find this quiz if they want to take it.
So if you guys want to go on BuzzFeed, I put it in the live chat as well. But if you guys want to go on BuzzFeed, it's on their website and it'll be under just High School Musical or which High School Musical character are you?
Yeah, and it was really fun to do this. So definitely let us know who you guys were so we can talk about our personality and our characters because we obviously fit into this whole cast and we're all different. But go ahead. Now let's move on into our special segment.
it's my favorite. Wildcat Corner.
I feel like I'm in high school with this.
Okay, guys, so if you're just joining us on the third episode, the Wildcat Corner is very simple. We're going to give our MVP of the episode, who really spoke to us, who we loved. And I'm going to start with Jeff, who spoke to you this episode.
You already know my homegirl Courtney. She was a ride or die. She did it for me this episode. At first, she was like, "Nah, why are we gonna do that?" And then, if your homegirl does it, look, I'm strapped up and I got two of them. So like, come on. If my homie wants to smoke, I want to smoke too. So I'm riding with Courtney.
I love that. Leslie.
I have to give it to Miss Jenn in this episode. I think she's very loyal for her students. She's just going to do what she wants because she feels that that's right. So I have to stick with Miss Jenn for this one.
Actually, that was my pick too.
Yeah.
Miss Jenn killed it this episode. And I loved her speech, whether he liked it or not. It actually is just a very true thing.
Yeah.
When you step onto a theater, anytime any theater floor, backstage, whatever, it's like it's an energy, it's a vibe, and you feel at home once you're there. And nothing is ever gonna change that, no matter what else stress is happening in your life. So I loved her this episode. And girl, it's okay if you just an extra. We extra stick together. It's okay.
I definitely agree. Now, Jeff, go ahead and tell these people our news for this week.
Yes. Ooh. Hold on. I feel like I gotta type every time I hear that. No, so this news is actually for the upcoming episode. So the main character, Olivia Rodrigo, she plays Gina or Nini on this.
She says Gina.
I know. I always want to say Gina. So she plays Nini in the show, but she's not only an actress on the show, she's also a writer for some of the songs.
Oh, wow.
And this coming up episode, there's gonna be a new song titled All I Want, and it's gonna be on the 4th episode, which airs on the 29th. So she's not only acting, singing, dancing, but she's writing as well. So that's really cool to see that one of the main characters at such a young age is like adding stuff to the TV shows that she's on.
That's really cool. I did not know that.
I didn't know that either. That's
So
cool.
I'm excited to see that because all the new songs have like brought so much light to this show so far.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm just excited to see what else they have.
Yeah, I know. We obviously know that this cast is very talented, and we've seen that in all of their interviews and everything that they've shown us so far. So props to her.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to her. She's definitely doing a really good job. Now I want to know, Chae, your predictions.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Prediction. So it's a little now stormy with EJ and Nene. Things are not about to be as they are right now in their relationship. And even though there's a spot where him and Nene have to be Troy and Gabriella, I think it's just going to, in a way, be her going off on EJ like she did on Ricky, in a sense.
Ooh.
Or doing just something to, like, make it even more awkward. And I cannot wait to see what happens to that. I'm super excited. And we finally get to meet Ricky's mom. I cannot wait to meet this woman. I can't wait to see, like, how the family dynamic in his life is going to change and how he's going to deal with that. And also, like, while he's dealing with that, who he's going to go to. Will he keep going to Big Red, or will he actually maybe confess a little something to Nene?
That's a good prediction.
I wrote that together.
All right, Jeff, go ahead.
So I think Team Nene is going to focus on herself now. And I don't know. I don't think it's going to be like by choice. I think it's going to be her friend. So I'm thinking Courtney's going to be like, you know what? Stop worrying about all the guy drama. Just work on you, work on your confidence. So I think it's going to be kind of like a girls retreat or something with them. And I hope it lasts for a couple episodes because she needs to work on herself, work on her confidence, work in the rehearsals and everything. And then also, I think Miss Jenn and Mr. Mazar. He didn't deserve for me to get his name right. Either way, I think that's going to come to a head. I think it's going to be a big problem, and I actually think that Carlos is going to be the head, like the spearheading the let's save Miss Jenn or keep Miss Jenn type of train.
Oh, cool. Well, I definitely predict that because of Ricky's mom coming back into the picture, I have a feeling that his parents are going to go through a separation. So because of that, he's going to have to step away from the play. So that's my prediction, and we're going to have to see what happens with Ricky because obviously EJ and Nene are going to get that chance to beat Gabrielle and Troy. So something's definitely going to happen, and I have a feeling it has to do with Ricky and his family life. So that is my prediction, but that was it for us. Jeff, tell the people where they can find you.
Yes, if you guys are wanting to talk about anything superheroes, High School Musical, macaroni and cheese, you can follow me at Jeff Will Jr. on all your social media platforms.
You guys can find me at Real Chae Jones on Twitter and Instagram. I am your host for the new Disney News Weekly on Popcorn Talk, and I am producing my own show on the Christmas Network, the Christmas 24/7 Network, titled Disney All the Way Christmas. First episode is out today. Check it out.
Working.
And I am Leslie Colon, and you can find me at Leslie Colon _. And I do love to talk about wrestling. That's literally my life. So catch me on WWE en Español on Monday nights and Total Divas every Tuesday. And we will see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Peace.
Happy holidays.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.